Hello everyone, welcome back. So this is a short RC solving session. This particular session is not going to be short. The RC is a short form RC. Okay. Now before I start solving the session, or rather start with the session, I would just want to, say this thing. If you want, you can watch it in a 1.5x speed. But because the entirety of the passage is in front of you, that is the left hand side of the screen, what I will ask you to do is perhaps you can just pause the video right now, read it, and don't worry about the questions. The questions are not that important. It's just that read the passage. Okay, we will anyway solve the question, so that's again not a problem. So let me read it out for you once. I hope you guys have also read, but I'll quickly do it. The idea of measuring things to chart progress towards a goal is commonplace in large organizations. Governments tote up trade figures, hospital waiting times, and exam results. Companies measure their turnover, profit, and inventory, but the use of metrics by individual is rather less widespread. With the notable exception of people who are trying to lose weight or improve their fitness, most people do not routinely record their mood, sleeping pattern, or activity level, track how much alcohol they drink, or chart how often they walk the dog. Now, as you can see, the level in which I will read, the speed of the reading will, definitely, it will matter. For example, if I see that something I can read at a very high speed, I will read it a little, at a high speed. Somewhere, if I realize that I need to slow down my speed, so I'll slow it down. So this is a very dynamic process, and this will only develop in you once you start solving enough and more RCs. Okay. Some people are doing just these things. There are one eclectic mix of early adopters, fitness freaks, technology evangelists, personal development junkies, hackers, and patients suffering from a wide variety of health problems. What they share is a belief that gathering and analyzing data about their everyday activity can improve their activities, can help them improve their lives, an approach known as self-tracking, body hacking, or self-quantifying. In some ways, this is not a new idea. Athletes and their coaches commonly make detailed notes on nutrition, training sessions, sleep, and other variables. Similar tactics have been used to combat health problems like allergies and migraine, but new technologies make it simpler than ever to gather and analyze personal data. Sensors have shrunk and become cheaper. So this is an interesting thing which I can see. Sensors have shrunk and become cheaper. Okay, anyways, but an accelerometer which measure change in direction and speed used to cost hundreds of pounds, but are now cheap and small enough to be routinely included in smartphones. This makes it much easier to take quantitative method used in science and business to apply them in the personal sphere. Fairly easy read. If you want me to give it a rating, I'll rate it an easy read. But again, now the questions will tell me whether this is going to be easy or difficult. The first question is there in front of you. What does the word tote given in the passage mean? Now I can see in the very first paragraph, government tote trade figures. This is given. Tote up trade figures. Now what does this mean? Tote up trade figures. I can straight away literally give you the meaning of tote up, which is actually, I hope you guys also know, tote up basically means to add. So anything like reason, so divide goes out of my picture, reason goes out of my picture, infer goes out of my picture, add. Now also comprehension also tells me that this is something related to addition. Okay, governments tote up trade figures. Government reason up trade figures does not make any sense. Divide up trade figures does not make any sense. Infer up trade figures could make some sense. So this is again between add and between add and infer you can get confused. Okay, but this is my recommendation. If you are confused between the two, might as well leave this one. Okay, but I know for a fact that tot up basically means to add up, so that's that. Now let's go to the next question. Okay, I hope you can see here. According to the passage, which technology or technologies facilitate the process by which personal data is gathered and analyzed? Personal data is gathered and analyzed. Okay, where do we find that? And options are also given: accelerometer, smartphone, sensors, and scales. Now the very first thing again that comes to my mind while I look at the options is that scale is something that I haven't read anywhere, because this is a short form RC. I know I have been fairly able to gather some amount of data in my head, but is this something that you should do? I mean, definitely not. You should not go with that. Okay, so any option that has D I will eliminate. So you can see a very smart thing also for you to do is none of the options has D in them. So this anyways goes out of the picture. Okay. Accelerometers and sensors I have seen somewhere in the last paragraph. It is written over here. Sensors have shrunk and become cheaper. Accelerometer, which measure the change in direction and speed, used to cost hundreds of pounds, are now cheap, small enough to be routinely included in smartphones. Okay, included in smartphones. What is included? Accelerometers are included. Okay, so I hope this makes sense. And again, sensors is given here. Sensors have shrunk. Accelerometer, and there is a mention of smartphones. With this makes it easier to take quantitative methods to and used in science and businesses to apply them in the personal sphere. So technologies that are which technology or technologies facilitate the process by which personal data is gathered and analyzed? Accelerometer and sensors. These are the technology, you can say, through which data is gathered. This is the technology through which data is gathered. Which data is gathered? Some sensor. Accelerometer can be a part of a sensor. Okay. Smartphones, I am very skeptical. Smartphone will not be the answer also. So this will actually not be the part of your answer. Some people will confuse over there. They will make mistakes. You can see A and C is given, A and B is given. So simply A and B will not be the case. So this option also goes out. Only B, smartphones, this goes out in any which way. A and C, A, B and C. So between A and C and A, B and C, smartphone is something that is making my life a little difficult. But let me read this part again. That athletes and their coaches make detailed note on nutrition and similar tactics have long been used to combat health problem, allergies, migraine. New technologies make it simpler than ever to gather. Sensors have shrunk and become cheaper. Accelerometer, which measures the change. Okay, new technologies make it simple. New technologies make it simpler than ever to gather and analyze personal data. So see, sensors are gathering data. Accelerometer is also gathering data. But what about the smartphone? So these are included in the smartphone. Accelerometer can be included in a smartphone, but does that mean that that is gathering data? I don't think so. So I would not want to go with this option, although this looks very feasible. Okay, the accuracy of this question, I am pretty sure the accuracy will be somewhere around 45 to 55%. Okay, 45 to 50% is going to be the accuracy for this question. So I will mark A and C. I hope my explanation makes sense. Let's go to the next one. Okay, the question says, what are the other names given to the approach spoken about in the passage? Self-tracking, quantifying, body hacking. Now see, body mapping, again option number D is somewhere I have not even seen this thing, okay, body mapping, you can straight away go to this line which says an approach known as self-tracking, body hacking, self-quantifying. Okay, but body mapping is something which is nowhere to be found in the passage. So A, B and C, all of them are correct. This one is incorrect. So other names given to the approach spoken about in the passage, so that will be A, B and C. Okay, D is not there only in the passage. It's out of the passage, out of the scope of the passage. Maybe it's true, maybe body mapping can also be called, but it's out of the scope of the passage. I hope that makes sense. Thank you. This was an easy RC, but again, you can expect this type of question in your mock tests and your, any kind of mock test that you take, standard mock test paper, you can find these type of questions. Thank you.